All right, folks, this demo is going to be on Revit Demo 4, Floors and Ceilings. We are on page 42 in the Revit book, and let's get it started. All right, so we left off with, we've got 6 walls, some doors, and some windows and stuff like that. So as you can see from our lovely building here, we do not have any floors or ceilings. It's kind of a hollow thing there. So let's go ahead and do this. Now, when I make this first floor, it's going to be not very good, but it'll be a good start. So we're going to go to level 1. You can do that from level 1 is here as well in the browser. All right, so we have something like that. All right, so let's go ahead and put in a floor here. So we're going to go ahead and go to Architecture and Floor and Floor. Defaulting, Revit's going to go to this thing called Pick Walls. Can you see the different drawing tools up here? And the one that's, again, picked by default is Pick Walls. And that's what we want, actually, for this, what we're going to do right now. We're going to go ahead and leave this as generic 12, even though there's really no such thing. It's one of those placeholder things again. So we'll go ahead and do generic floor, and we'll go ahead and start picking on the walls. Pick, pick. Now you'll notice that it's kind of going in a weird spot there. We'll go ahead and keep going there. Pick, and pick, and pick, and pick. So you pick the walls, and so this should be good. Now, the rule on these sketches, what you see on those magenta lines, I'm going to escape a couple times here, is these sketches must be on floors closed loops. In other words, if there's a gap in it and you try to finish it, it gets mad. It must be a closed loop. Okay, and it tells you, hey, well, you did it wrong. So I'm going to continue. So if I did like this, and I dragged it across like that, and I tried to green check it, it's the same thing. It's giving me the same angry thing. They cannot intersect each other, so it's telling you what's going on. Continue. So they have to be, again, closed loop. So in other words, kind of like a swimming pool, kind of, they're all starting and stopping at the same spot. And we green check it. All right, so if I go to the south elevation, you'll notice that there's now a floor. Floors, by the way, do go down from the level. See how it's going downward from the level? And that would make sense. If it went up from the level, then it would be into the door, and you couldn't get into the door because the floor would be in the way. So down is what the floors do, that is correct. If I go to the 3D view, you will see our beautiful floor. Now, here comes a little test question for you. See that kind of overlapping thing right there? See that? Is that correct? And you might go, oh my God, Mr. Brown, that is not correct. No, that's wrong. Actually, that is correct. I'll show you why later, but yeah, that is correct. So yeah, more to come on that. All right, so Revit did it correctly. Okay. More, like I said, more to come on that. All right, so I'm on page 42, just kind of rolling along there, and you can see that was pretty easy, frankly. Oh, I do want to show you one thing here. This is not in the notes, but I'm going to show it to you now anyway. If I move my mouse in here and I'm clicking, I can't really pick the floor. In order to pick the floor, I would have to get the edge of the floor. Let me show you what I mean by that. I'm just going to hide this just for a second here. See the edge of the floor there? So to pick the floor, I'd have to hit it like, see the edge there? I'd have to pick it that way, as the way it's set up right now. But there's a button. And then show you the button. The button is this button right here, Select Elements by Face. If you turn that on, see how there's a red X on it right now? If I click it, see, that's on now. So now I can pick anywhere inside here, and I can pick that floor. Now sometimes we want that on, and sometimes it's annoying and we don't want it on. So that's kind of an on-off button, if you will. I'm going to keep that off for now so that I can't pick it, but I want you to know that it's there, because if you're having trouble grabbing the floor, that's kind of a nice one to have. Okay. Let's see. We're going to slide down here. So I'm on page 43 at the top, and that floor was really easy, frankly. Okay. All right. So now let's do a ceiling. let's go ahead. I'm going to make a purposeful mistake here. Let's go into this space right here, and let's go ahead and put in a 2x4 acoustic ceiling tile ceiling. It's very much like the one we have in our classroom. Almost every classroom has them. And it might look something like this. We're going to go to architecture and ceiling. And you'll notice it's defaulting to the 2x4 acoustic ceiling tile system. And I'm going to go ahead and just, can you see the red area? See the red area? See the red area? I'm going to pick right in here. Click. And I'm going to get an evil box. Let me undo that. Let's do it again. I'm going to click inside here. So what this box is saying, read it. Read it. So none of the elements created are visible in floor plan level 1. So you might want to check the active view, the visibility settings and stuff like that, plan regions like we just did. So I'm going to close the box and let's just see if it's there. I'm going to hit escape a couple times and let's go to the 3D view and let's just see if that ceiling actually got put in because we didn't see it. Oh, and well, there's something there. What is that? It's a ceiling. In fact, let's peekaboo inside the window. And you will see inside the window, see the 2x4 ceiling tiles in there, just like we have in the classroom. So yeah, so it's there. So why didn't we see it? Well, we were in floor plan level 1. We talked about that when we did the little window here, is you're cutting this at 4 feet and looking down. So you don't see it because it's above you. So then, well, how do we see the ceiling? Well, we're going to go to the ceiling plan level 1. Double click on that. So what the ceiling plan level 1 does, view range, is it cuts it at 7'6" higher up. And then it looks up to, in this case, level 2. So now we're looking up instead of looking down. So Revit's aware of the fact we want to look at things on the ceiling as well as look at things on the floor. There's a lot of stuff on the ceiling. I mean, if you look up in a classroom, you're going to see lighting, of course. You're going to see things like smoke detectors and fire sprinklers and lighting and projectors and motion sensors, and it just goes on. There's a lot of crap in ceilings. So, they have their own view. And trust me, there's plenty. There's no reason to have both of them on the same view because there's plenty to look at both the floor plan and the ceiling plan. A lot of times people will pick this by accident and they'll wonder what happened to their model. It's kind of a mess right now. But if I go to the floor plan, back to the level 1, you can see that's the regular floor plan. All right, let's go to the ceiling plan now. So I'm in the ceiling plan, and let's do another ceiling. But this time, instead of letting Revit dictate where we're going to go, we're going to sketch our own in. And it'll go something like this. I'd like you to get a little creative. We're going to go architecture and ceiling. And we'll use the ACT again. And this time, though, we're going to sketch instead of automatic. Right now, automatic wants to put it in that whole area. Maybe I don't want to. I want to put it where I want to put it. You can put ceilings kind of wherever you want. And these are your drawing tools. So maybe I'll start with the line here and just kind of go on the inside of the walls, which would make sense. Let me just do this way up here. And then maybe I want to do some curves. I'm going to do a 3-point arc, a start end radius. So start, end. I'm going to make this look really ugly. Like that. Maybe I'll do another one over here. Oh, that's beautiful. Let's go back to the line tool. And we'll do like that, we'll do like that, and we'll come down. It's got to be a closed loop as well. So if I do like this, and I try to green check it, it's going to get pissed. Same thing, continue. So you might go, oh, that one right there needs to go to maybe here. As long as it's a closed loop, it'll work. Now, I really wanted to round the corner right here, maybe like with a 1-foot radius. I can go back and edit the boundary. Let's do a little fillet arc here. Let's see, fillet arc. I'm going to pick here and here. And let's do that with maybe a 1-foot radius. Whoops. I'm going to do that. And let's make that 1. So I got a little 1-foot radius arc there. When I'm done, now I can green check it. So you can go back and change the shape and all that stuff. So if I look in the 3D view, you just tilt this a little bit. You can see my crazy ceiling. Now, we do have situations where I'm just rolling right along here. I don't know what page I'm on right now. I'm on page 40. Yikes, 46 or something like that. Okay, so there will be times when we want to put a hole in a ceiling. So, we want to have something pass through the ceiling, which is really common. Things like structural columns, stairs, elevators, escalators. Now, don't the lighting and stuff gets hosted into the ceiling, so don't worry about that. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff that'll pass through a ceiling, so we do need to cut it. Especially these ACT ceilings, they're not really supportive of anything. So here's the play. I'm going to go to the ceiling plan level 1. Come on. And the trick is to pick it, and you can edit the boundary, and then if a shape that's inside of the shape, let's just do a circle. Maybe it's a fire station or something, right? That's where the pole's going to go through. And I green check it. So notice that the shape inside of the shape acts as a hole. And you can do more than one. I could pick it. You can do this in any view. That's a bad view to do that. Let's go to the ceiling view. Come on. And maybe, I don't know, just for giggles here, just create a shape. It doesn't really matter what it is. It's just got to be a closed loop as well. It can't be open. So something like that. Let's just say green check. And again, you have the hole. It's not like you to create a couple of holes inside there. And again, these, you'll control those later on when we have stairs passing through. That's the one you guys are going to probably see. Structural columns, maybe not till next year. Yeah, elevators, escalators, like I said, a lot of stuff that goes through ceilings. Sometimes they just do holes through them. They just create like geometry and stuff, and they have cool shapes in the ceiling. Okay, I'm not really that concerned about what this looks like. Just have it over the garage a little bit. All right, and let's see. Oh yeah, one more thing here. On these ceilings, let me show you a little trick here. Let's go back to the ceiling plan. Sometimes they want to rotate these things, so you can pick the line, not the ceiling, but the line, and you can rotate it. Check this out. I'm going to click. I'm going to rotate that. Let's say 45 degrees. Check that out. So you can rotate the angle of the ceiling tiles. So if you're inside that room, you would see that angle. Sometimes we want to take it and we don't want them to go this way, we want them to go the other direction. So we would say, I'm going to take this and I'm going to rotate it. I'm going to rotate this 90 degrees and it'll rotate the ceiling tiles the other way. These can also be bumped if you pick them. You can use the arrow keys and just kind of arrow them like this. So depending on how you want to lay them out, so they can be adjusted as well. Okay, what we don't want, a lot of times we don't want something like this where we got like a little sliver on the end. That's usually not desirable though. So like that kind of situation, probably not so good. We want to, kind of even it up a little bit like that. In theory, you could take it all the way to here, and that might work. And it might be that, maybe it's unbalanced and you're not digging it. So that'd be, kind of an up to you thing. Okay, so again, you can use the arrow keys and just bump that around a little bit. For me, just kind of doing it like that'll be fine. We could control that and make it exact if we wanted to later on. Okay. And of course, in the 3D view, you're going to see it that way. All right, so we're going to go ahead and save this as Revit2022demo4. This was a pretty easy one here. So File, Save As. Project. And we're on number 4. So the object of these exercises is just to make you efficient with the software, teach a little architecture at the same time, but I want to train you the way that the professionals want you to work. And then seeing stuff like picking the ceiling plan instead of the floor plan, that's a really common one, freaks people out. All right, yeah, so save as Revit2022demo4, and that is it. Have a great day.